Live or YouTube or both?
Both. Mm-hmm.
Both?
Both. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me turn off my
Yes,
camera then because
sir.
I was smoking a cigarette.
I don't know. I hear you.
I've pulled up here.
We are live.
It's hosted.
Share out. Share out. Everybody share out.
Hosted. Tweet it.
There we go. All right. Hey, Blue Kitty. How's it going? Hiya. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Make sure I got it muted. Yep. Okay. There we go.
All right. Lady Phantom, hello. Tony, hello, hello. Now, I want to, whoever sent me the nails off of my wish list, thank you very much. Hey, Dixie Rose, so I can finish my bathroom. Cool, I can put up my trim. Hey, Karen. Hello, everybody. Fallen Angel, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So I want to thank everybody for that. And let me get this. Let me get my new goodies that was just sent to me. Let me see. Let me make sure I can get this off of here. There we go. So, Haya sent me 2 of her paintings. This is one of them. Isn't that beautiful? These are going to go in my bedroom. These are so beautiful. Haya, thank you. And then this is the other one. I love it. Yes, they're beautiful.
Yep. I've got 4 of Haya's paintings now. I'm looking for like a little window,
Uh-huh.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
old barn window or something with the 4 glass panes about that size, and I want
Yeah.
to turn it into like a picture frame and put them all 4 in
Joy, thank you.
one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think. I think that was very sweet of her. So thank you very much, Haya. And so Tony, hello. Everybody, hello, hello, hello. Please share this out. I know. Thank you for coming in again. I told you we'd be back at noon. I just had to yes, very pretty, Lady Phantom. Very pretty. I just had to get on and share the memorial today with you guys. It is something that I felt that you guys needed to see. Yeah, look at those. Aren't those pretty?
There's 2, and then I got some. The first 2 she sent me, I already have in picture frames, but I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them in like a barn window type thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be pretty. Huh. That would be really pretty. Hey, Hippie Soul. Hey, Pizza. Remy, hello.
You did a
So,
distressed old paint on it and everything,
wouldn't that be pretty?
pretty cool.
Yep. So, so this morning, and I'm going to read you the words from Gabby's dad and stepdad. We're both standing at the podium this morning. They're the ones that talked at the memorial. And Brian's mother called the cops because Dog the Bounty Hunter knocked at the door. Really, Remy? I didn't know that she called the cops, but it wouldn't surprise me. I'm doing good, Pizza Lover. Doing good. Just got done having me some homemade soup and I'm just happier than a frog in shit. I got to go get a piece of paper today. I got to go get it notarized. I'm going to go do that today. And got some things I need to take care of, and then we're good. Marie Duffy, hello. Hello, everybody that's coming in. I greatly appreciate everybody coming in, and you know that. So please share this out. And we're going to go through Gabby's memorial service today. We're also going to be talking about Dog the Bounty Hunter. We'll be talking about the FBI entering the Laundrie home again today. Yes, Hannah. So we'll be talking about the FBI entering the Laundrie home again today. And we're going to be talking about a few other things too. So,
that Dog the Bounty Hunter thing really, I don't know, that kind of irked me a little bit because nobody asked him to get involved. He just went knocking on doors and then started talking to, the news outside and things like that.
right.
Like, nobody asked him to get involved. He wasn't, nobody went to him and said, hey, can you help us out with this case?
Right.
To me, it seems like a publicity stunt.
Right.
I mean, call it for what call it what I see, but yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like there with you. And I like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but it just seems kind of,
like,
here he was down in Florida I don't know if he felt compelled to go in and try to help, or if it was a publicity stunt, one of the two. But let's get back to the funeral at hand for a minute, because I want to briefly touch on that because it's all new, and then we'll go on to Dog. Hey, Kyle, didn't I just see you earlier? Okay, so Gabby's dad, and let me share this real quick. Let me get up there and share it. Hey, Davros. I got a little package for you today. Here we go. So let me start it from the beginning. Now, in case you all don't know, this gentleman right here standing in front of the microphone is Gabby's dad, Joe Petito. This is her stepfather. Okay? So this is and there is real words of wisdom here. Trust me, folks. These are real words of wisdom. So we're just going to play this here real quick, okay?
I had to put some points together so I don't have any tracks. I don't want to get out there. First, I would like to thank everybody for coming out, showing your respect for Gabby. But I don't want you guys to be sad, to be honest with you. Gabby didn't live that way. That wasn't her way. Matter of fact, if you knew Gabby, she was always a pretty happy girl. People gravitate towards her. Her nature was always to smile and treat everybody kind.
Yes, say word, Jenny.
She always made people feel welcome. She always made sure that she made time for them. It didn't matter who you were. She always treated people with respect. It really didn't matter.
I have the utmost respect for these two men.
That's how people would always come up to her and just sit and talk. It would take forever to get her out of places, So it really is just wild to see what has happened. Gabby, growing up, she always had those blue eyes, right? Those ridiculous blue eyes. And you couldn't keep her in trouble. Like, you would ground her, and she'd start crying. I fold when I see a lady cry. I fold. If a guy cries, I don't care.
Exactly, Remy.
If I see a female cry, especially my daughter, I fold like that bad. So she'd be crying. She actually would just do that on purpose, just so I would take her off ground. It's like, and it worked. But
hey, Megan.
She was great. It didn't matter. She always wanted.
You enjoy.
Whether it was
Megan.
Scuba diving with her, with her uncle, myself, or hiking the Appalachian Trail, with surfing sand dunes in Colorado, which, by the way, I'm not even all that jealous of. You will see me do that. I'm going to fall a lot, but I'm going to try. Because
Hey, just
she
girl.
had some wild experiences that, that I could only wish that I could experience. It's just wild, the stuff that she was dealing with, and to see that type of joy that brought,
Sorry.
as long as it took to do that at such a young age. Now that's something I want you to take a look at these pictures. And I want you to be inspired by it. That's what we're looking for. That's something that I want to see. If there's a trip you guys want to take it
Okay, Tony.
now. Do it now while you got the time. If there's a relationship that you're in that might not be the best thing for you, leave it now. We've got more emails of men and women doing that. Taking care of themselves first. Take care of themselves first.
Yes, Tony.
And watching that happen, seeing that
Go
type
outside.
of
Go potty.
inspiration.
Go on. Go
An
potty.
email we got from a
Go on.
young lady that her child, who's 11 years old, wants to travel the country like Gabby did in the van. She's making her parents take her to the old Arch. Arch, there it is. And so it's wild stuff that she's inspired people to do.
That's right, Kyle. Hey, Iron Woman.
Gabby is the most amazing person.
Look
I've
at
ever
him
met.
supporting that.
So if you're going to leave here today, I'm asking that you guys be inspired by the way she treated people. All people. Love knows no gender. Love knows no bounds. She didn't care. She genuinely loved people. It didn't matter. So when you leave here today, be inspired by what she wrote. Because the entire planet knows this woman's name. And she's inspired a lot of women.
Nope,
and a
sure
lot of
don't,
men
Jenny.
to do what's best for them first. Put yourself first. And do it now while you have the time. I couldn't be more proud as a father. So, best, just to be clear, Gabby had 4 parents. They weren't step parents. She had 4 parents that genuinely loved her as if she was her own. And this man is one.
Oh. My gosh. Hey, Lorley.
Hard to see behind us, but I still see Gabby as this. The world sees this, but like Joe said, this is what I see. This is when I got to be blessed to know Gabby. You all got to see our extended family, the Firehouse family, over here, and that's what we do. We do.
I know, Tori, right?
Unfortunately, and we're good at it. Done it throughout my career. I've written eulogies, planned these funerals. Not one of them could ever have planned or prepared me for this moment. My grandmother told me that she's going to be 100 next month.
Hey, Zach.
She buried my mom earlier this year. Parents aren't supposed to bury their children. It's not how life is supposed to work. But it is an unfortunate reality. I spent a good portion of my life working and trying to earn money to provide for our family and our kids to live the best life. Gabby, at 22 years old, helped teach me that you can always make money, but you can't make up for lost time.
There you go.
Gabby loved life and lived her life every single day. Every day.
Eliud, thank you for following.
Still see her as this child, lived her life. She is an example for all of us to live by, to enjoy every moment in this beautiful world as she did. Love and give love to all like she did.
Thank you, Zach.
Gabby had a tattoo on her arm that read, "Let It Be." The title of a song from a band she loved. The beautiful thing about music is it can mean so many different things to so many different people. There's a verse from that song that speaks to me.
Oh,
When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be.
Ugh.
It's okay to mourn for Gabby. It's okay to feel sorrow. And
Hi,
pain,
Aaron.
but we want to celebrate her and how she lived her life. We need to hold on to all those wonderful memories we shared with her, because that will be the answer. Let it be.
All right, let it be.
Never
Watch
short
Huff and
words.
Hope Paranormal. Sounds like Gabby feels lost. I
Enough
pray.
days, weeks
Yeah.
with this. The love and support.
Hi, Brenda. Hi,
from
Angel
everybody
Baby.
From all across the world. It's absolutely amazing.
So, that was part of the memorial today. And remember these words, guys, that Gabby's dad said. And I just, I can't imagine. I can't imagine a 22-year-old. Let me get this pulled up. Gabby's father and stepdad spoke at her memorial today. Joseph Petito says he wants the world to be inspired by Gabby. If this is a trip you want to take, do it while you have the time. If there is a relationship that might not be the best for you, leave it now. Leave it now. Those are some strong words, aren't they?
Yep.
So, so then I got, well, we'll just play it. So then I got a link that, let me see. Let me find it. Oh my word, what did I do with it? I am so disorganized at times.
She lost it.
Oh my God, yeah. No kidding, right?
Wasn't on a post-it note.
It wasn't on a post-it note. Okay, so the FBI visited the Laundrie's home again today. They went in with and asked for items so that they could DNA match, their attorney said. So the FBI took personal items belonging to Brian Laundrie Sunday to aid in their investigation, according to family attorney. So I will share this also. So it says the FBI took personal items belonging to Brian Laundrie Sunday to aid in their investigation, according to the family's attorney. Video taken at the Laundrie home showed agents enter the home for 3 minutes Sunday morning, speak to someone inside the home. According to the news station Brian Eaton, Laundrie's parents gave the FBI items to use for DNA matching. Police are still searching for Laundrie at the Carlton Reserve, where his family said he headed to when he was last seen September 14th. This comes the same day that the family of Gabby Petito, Laundrie's fiance, mourned the loss of their daughter. Petito's remains were identified by a coroner last week. Okay, so we got that one. So then we're going to do the indictment was also for reveals, here's a news article that the indictment reveals timeline of Gabby Petito's final days. Now, Ghost and I pretty much, along with a lot of other people, narrowed it down. And so we'll play this again here real quick. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not.
given investigators a new tool in tracking Laundrie down. 800 Side Senior Investigator Walter Toe with the details on how a pair of federal filings may impact this case.
Again, Brian Laundrie is still a person of interest in the homicide case.
Yes.
It is credit card fraud that has him in trouble and might give investigators those extra tools. The search of Carlton Reserve for 6 out of the last 7 days makes it obvious Brian Laundrie was a
I know,
flight
right,
risk,
Lace?
and now it is spelled out in a federal document. Wyoming prosecutors filed a motion for a detention.
And they're probably not
hearing,
saying that
stating
because
the
they have
case
no
involves
proof
a
yet.
serious risk the defendant will flee and a serious risk of obstruction of justice. The federal indictment offers clues into Petito's
Look at that
final
baby.
days.
Do we love her?
Her mother told police she heard from her daughter for the last time in an August 27th text message, and according to the FBI,
You're
Petito
fine,
died
Lace.
sometime before the 30th. That's the day Laundrie allegedly began the
Right, Remy?
unauthorized use of a debit card in a federal crime the agency said happened following the death of Petito.
Our plan for today.
The indictment alleges
She looks like
Laundrie
she's been
received
crying there. Her eyes were all
$1,000
puffy.
from 2 accounts during a 3-day period that ended September 1st, the day Petito's van arrived back in Florida. A legal expert tells us the federal filings, even if they involve only credit card fraud, will turn up the heat on Laundrie.
Now it's nationwide. The marshals are gonna be looking for him. Local.
I know,
officers are
right,
looking for him.
nobody?
Absolutely. Whereas before it was just a local thing. Now he can be anywhere in the country, perhaps even in the world, and they can look for him through that warrant.
And Laundrie's alleged spending spree ended on the day Petito's white van returned to Florida.
I guess we know there's a total of
Right,
$3,000
Jenna?
that they
Congratulations,
spent. Do we
by
know
the way.
if there's just a trail
Love you.
of expenses that led up to that?
So that we sort of assume that, but the FBI, as you would guess, does not talk about things like that. We also
Jenna, I have something I need you to do for me, babe.
In a Midwest gas station during that 3-day window, but the manager of that business said she would not comment at that point.
Well, he's going to have a hard time hiding if he ever comes out of the Carlton Reserve, if in fact that is where
You
he's
would think so,
located.
right?
His
Yeah.
picture is everywhere. Thank you all.
Absolutely.
Gabby.
So, there you go on that.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw a wrench in the works right now. And Lady Swan brought this to my attention last night.
Uh-huh.
Okay. On the 27th, when she sent that text message, well, she had actually sent a couple of. One said, please help Stan. And everybody thought she was talking about her grandfather, Stan, right?
Right. Whoops. Hang on
Okay.
just a minute. Sorry.
Homicide.
But it
Sorry.
is
Hang on.
far
Just
lesser
so
charge
sorry.
has potentially given investigators
So
a
sorry.
tool in tracking Laundrie down. It
Okay, so she sent that message to her mother and said, please help Stan. And Stan was her grandfather's name. But she never called her grandfather by his name. She always
Right.
called him Grandpa.
Right.
Now, what if, and this is, her mother would not have known this. This is more like one of those text messaging things
Karen.
like STFU or something like that. But Stan stands for send the authorities now. So what if that message said, please help, send the authorities now?
Oh.
What if that was her texting her mother for help at that moment and not asking her mother to help her grandfather?
That's what Stan means?
Mm-hmm. Send the authorities now.
Wow.
Kind of puts a twist on things, doesn't it?
Oh.
Kind of throws the whole timeline into perspective when you think
Yeah.
about it like that now, doesn't it?
Let's Google that, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What does Stan mean in text? Stalker and other fans, already easy. Stan comes in handy at all the time.
Wow. Okay, let's go back up here. And put in
This was something that Lady Swan had read online last night. So a theory that somebody had posed. So
STAN may have been an acronym. On social media, some suggested STAN could stand for Send the Authorities Now. Petito may have been asking for help or warning her family about a potential danger she was facing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Jiminy Christmas. That's just it, docs. Nobody knows what the original content. It said, what did that say? Help Stan?
It said, please help Stan.
Yeah.
And they thought that because her grandfather had been, they thought her grandfather had been texting her or something like that. And, you know,
yeah.
But she never called her grandfather Stan. She always called him Grandpa. And they thought it was suspicious. They didn't think that the text was coming from her because she had called her Grandpa Stan and not Grandpa.
Doc said she would have just said for them to call the cops. I think this is a stretch. Think about this though. If she was worried about getting the shit beat out of her, if he saw her text that said call the cops, he would have. If he's abusive, that's what he would have done if he would have seen that. I know for a fact about that.
Right. And
who knows? Who knows?
We know that when they were pulled over, he was trying to keep her phone from her. That's what that fight was about in the car, right?
Right.
That's how he got the scratches on his neck. He was like, I took her phone away from her. You know what I mean? So obviously he's monitoring what she's doing on her phone this whole time, right?
But that's just it, Doc. You're missing it. You're missing the point. It probably, what they're saying is it could be potentially had nothing to do with her grandfather. It could have had Stan means send the authorities now. Please help Stan, which means
please help Stan. Please help send the authorities now.
Right, exactly.
She could have been calling out for help.
Very well could have possibly been. This is something that who knows? And we're not the only ones, talking about this apparently. This has been also a subject. Who is Stan, meaning of Gabby Petito's final text to her mom. Right, here's an article. Secret meaning behind Gabby Petito's final text to her mom shows she may have been begging for help.
Mm-hmm.
Missing 22-year-old Gabby Petito sent an odd final text message to her mother on the 27th that first drew suspicion from her family. Petito's family's worst fears may have confirmed after her body was discovered at a campground area in Teton. Her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, returned home to North Platte Friday without her on September 1st, or Florida, without her on September 1st. Now the text may provide insight about Petito's final moments, her relationship with Laundrie and his role in her homicide. Who is Stan? Possible meaning for Gabby Petito's final text. Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls. Petito's final text reads, according to the North Platte, Florida. I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls. The bewildering text has a variety of possible meanings, according to a police document and internet crime sleuths. Stan was Gabby Petito's grandfather. The most straightforward of the theories comes from an unsealed police document that say Stan is the name of Petito's grandfather. However, her mother, Nicole Smith, told police that Petito never referred to her grandfather by his first name. The mother was concerned that something was wrong with her daughter after getting the message, according to the warrant. Brian Laundrie could have been texting from Petito's phone. That's what I thought. The text may have been sent by Laundrie as an attempt to distract her family or convince them that Petito was alive. Laundrie may have been in the habit of referring to Petito's grandfather by his first name and sent the text from her phone. It's also possible that Petito had her grandfather's name saved in her phone as Stan, and Laundrie, unaware of who Stan was, text her parents about calls that were coming into the phone. Oh, Lord, there you go,
Me too. Yeah.
Yep, Petito's mother had already expressed her suspicions that Laundrie was sending messages from her daughter's phone before the family realized she was missing. Stan may have been a code word. In pop culture, Stan refers to a 2000 Eminem song about an obsessive fan who is desperate to make contact with his idol. In the song, Stan is hostile and angry before he ties up his pregnant girlfriend and drives her off a bridge. Some have pointed to the clue that Petito was pregnant before her death and may have been using the name Stan to warn her mother she was in danger without Laundrie noticing in case he was checking her phone. That I can believe. That happens a lot in an abusive relationship. Stan may have been an acronym. On social media, some have suggested Stan could stand for Send the Authorities Now. Petito may have been asking for help or warning her family about the potential danger she was facing. We know now that Laundrie and Petito had a tumultuous relationship and may have been interviewed by police over a domestic dispute in which Laundrie allegedly hit Petito. Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. Like I said, it's another theory that's out there, and it could be a twist. And again, I think if that is the case, she could have been trying to disguise her text to her mother so that maybe Brian wouldn't, he would see it, think she was talking about something else and not recognize that she was sending for help.
Unfortunately, I don't believe we are going to really know this until we get the autopsy reports back.
Right.
And, we have not gotten the autopsy reports back. But I don't know.
There's your twist for today. You didn't see that coming because I kept that from you.
No, I didn't. Hold him back on me, you bitch. God, I hate it when you do that. I do it to you all the time. I know.
Love it when I do that.
I do love it. I do love that kind of shit. Let me see. So Radar. Hello. Been listening while I'm driving. Had to make a quick stop, so wanted to say hi. Much love to you too, babe. Much love. So glad that you came in. So glad. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Ghost and I really appreciate everybody coming in and sticking with us on this. Normally, we do different shows every day of the week. This is a case that actually Ghost brought to me and said, listen, this might be something we want to look into.
That was when it first hit the Twitter sphere. it hadn't quite blown up and went viral nationally or worldwide yet when we started on this. And like as soon as we started on it, it was blowing up. It was everywhere. And now after a week of working this case and things like that, you can't open a social media, Twitter, Instagram, or anything without seeing a video or an update on this case. It's everywhere.
Yeah. And, there's a lot of people out there covering this case. We definitely don't do it for views. What we do it for is to get this out to you people, the facts. That's what we work on, is the facts. And trust me, there's not been, there were a couple days that I know myself and I know Lady Swan, and there was a couple of ghosts did nothing but sit in front of a computer and look into the facts, pulling up documents, pulling up, reports, fact checking those reports. And by the way, if anybody wants to be in our fact check, they're about what happens to her. Check out the Quantum Reality RV on Gabby Vid. You want to twist something out there about what happens to her? Really, Colette? Is it bad? Thank you, Iron Woman. Thank you. Back in bed. I'm sick. I'm sorry you're sick.
Well,
Much love.
we'll have to check into that one.
Can you? Okay, so quantum reality RV. Let me just while we're doing this, let me look it up here real quick, okay? And it's on YouTube. Is that what I'm? Okay, I got it. I'll go in and look. Thank you. So, we've been spent a lot of time on this, and it's bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you, Colette. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you telling me that. Well, yeah, we enjoy it, Laced. I mean, we do. We enjoy this. Hi, Wade. For the simple reason we know you guys like to get the facts out there about stories too, what's going on. The difference about this is that you guys have all been helping us also. So do not, for any reason, think for 1 minute that we do not appreciate all the help that we've gotten, because we really do. I cannot do it by myself. Nobody can do it by themselves. There's been days when we have sat in front of this computer and done nothing but fact check for hours. Mm-hmm. And finally, I told Ghost, well, I think Ghost told me, you need to take a day off.
Yep.
And he said, just cut it out for a day. And I had to. But, hey, Ghost Rider. Who loves you, baby? Hey, cat lady. So anyway, we're going to keep on this case. But, Monday we're probably going to do another missing case. And for the simple reason that there are so many other children and people out there that are missing that nobody has, tried to help in a way that is, getting it out there. Cases have been left and forgotten about. So we're going to be doing another missing case Monday after we do all the updates. And so that's what we're going to do. Wade, did you see the video where the TikToker Miley May compared Brian to the characters in the book Lullaby? No, I didn't. Wade. Hello, seamstress. You're welcome. Thank you.
Let me know your opinion on the whole dog thing now.
Yeah, let's go into that. Yes. Colette says she studied with Ed Dame's top remote. I text the dog and also Mr. Wall. The dog got back to me. Oh, he did? The dog got back to you, Colette? She knows where Brian is in summer. What? No. No shame, even with the knowledge of media recording her. Oh, I didn't see that, Liz. I didn't see that. Oh, what a shame. Liz says, did you see her best friend Rose laughing up a storm during the funeral service today? No shame, even with the knowledge of media recording her and Gabby's family next to her. Website I sent you. Yes, I got the website, and I'm going to go look, Colette, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. Everybody that's coming in, thank you so, so much. Oh my God, that's so sad. I didn't even pay attention to that. Oh my gosh. Hey, Mouse Toes, my little darling. Who loves you, baby? Who loves you, mama? Sakes, people can be so gross. I agree, Jenna. Jenna, I'm going to get a hold of you later, babe. I need a couple things. It's dark. It's bad. Oh, okay, Colette. Oh my gosh. Is this a rabbit hole I'm going to be going down?
Possibility.
Here we go. Okay, let's talk about Dog. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Let me pull up what I need to pull up for him.
He does have some sound theories as to where Brian could be.
This is biting it. This is biting at Ghost's craw.
Well, and we've heard it before too. Even what's his name? America's Most Wanted guy. What's his name?
Yep. Oh yeah. And I got another one. If he has another clip of his too.
All of it's alleged that he...
Hang on.
But both Dog and him have pretty much the same theory that when after Brian Laundrie got back on the 1st, him, his mother, and his father packed up that new camper and went on a 3-day camping trip together. They believe that they went up, and it's only about a 4.5 hour drive up to the mouth of the Appalachian Trail. And that's just a little bit north of Atlanta, Georgia. So, 4.5 hour drive to go up there. They think that, they possibly went up there, found him a place to hide out, stocked it up for him, and then came back. And then he made his trip when he disappeared.
Cool. Ghost. Did you see what Ghost said? I've talked to Dog and Beth when she was alive. They were trying to get information from the department I worked at. Okay, so shall we dispel rumors about Ghost Dog, or about Dog the Bounty Hunter and his new wife? Do you want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, we know that Beth Chapman, she passed away in 2019.
Right.
And in 2020, he got engaged to his new wife, which they just got married not too long ago, and he's on his honeymoon in Florida right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of rumors saying that, Dog knew her and she was best friends with Beth before Beth died, which that is true. That is true. They were friends before Beth died. Her husband died around the same time as Beth, and those two made a connection in supporting each other through the hard times.
Right.
So it was a natural thing that happened, but a lot of people think that it happened too fast. A lot of rumors ensued, and it kind of led to the downfall of this television show. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't it funny how people can get out there and tell you how to live your life?
Well, I mean, the good book says, "Judge not, or thee will be judged." People that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, all that stuff.
Yep.
So, it's not for me to judge. It's not for them to judge, but people do it. It's human nature. And of course, rumors are going to ensue. I mean, look at the Brian Laundrie case. The other day, somebody swatted the parents' house.
Right.
People do bad things. People start rumors. People put false information out there, and they know that they're doing it. They know that they're going to, cause problems for these people, and they do it just to get a rise out of them, just get some attention, or whatever the case might be. But I think the whole deal with Dog and his new wife, it came naturally. It came from them supporting each other, and it grew into something more. You know what I mean? And,
right.
Kudos for that. What I don't agree with is, all of a sudden, he's on his honeymoon. He should be doing his honeymoon. To go knocking on people's doors and try to put himself in the middle of this case for popularity reasons, I don't agree with that. I think that's a little bit shady, but then again, he's got a good heart and he does want to help out. So, I'm kind of torn on that aspect.
Right. Davros, she wasn't saying everybody. She's saying usually. I know in the case of my grandfather, my grandmother passed away, and it wasn't but a month or two later, he was remarried. So, a lot of men can't live by themselves. They have a hard time dealing with the death of a spouse, and that goes vice versa for women too.
I just think in this case, being it's such a high profile case, if it wasn't a high profile case and it was just a missing persons case down there in Florida, I don't think that Dog would have came off his honeymoon to
right.
get involved. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But because it's such a high profile case, I don't think he could resist.
So how you said that Gabby had her head bashed in? That's what he said. No. Gabby had a lot of bones broken and internal trauma. Colette, where do you hear that at? Are you guys finding
See,
something that we're not?
I don't know that the autopsy has been released or anything like that yet.
No.
I don't think it would be released for another week or so.
Wow.
You know, we can't substantiate that claim.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, I don't think. Okay, so let's play this Dog the Bounty Hunter tape, okay?
All right.
5 minutes long. Keep talking, please. Commentate, because I need to go potty.
Okay.
Can you handle that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you don't have a problem talking. Here we go. Here we go.
Because
Talk
I'm
to me, dog.
the same age, I know what the parents feel like, okay? And you want justification. You want the guy behind bars. All of it's alleged that he even...
Yeah, dog had a daughter that was missing too. When
Circumstantially, it looks like he did. You know, the strongest lead I see is that one of her friends said he had been in the Appalachian Mountains by himself for a couple months. Now, he's not just a camper then. He is a outdoorsman. So, in order to do that, I think because of his age, he felt
see, but I don't know how good of an outdoorsman Brian actually is.
that could be the area. It all depends on the picture they got of him the other day where they're hunting now. If really that was him, no one has said that. If not, Appalachian Mountains is the best, but it covers several states. So where did he go in at? That's where you start your tracking point.
Yeah, he does look kind of frail these days, doesn't he?
Dog,
He's in his 60s now, so he's getting up there.
I mean, they're going to catch him. You know, the only reason I would doubt if he's in the swamp is they've been hunting it really good, okay? And I'm not sure that was him in the picture. You know,
Not physically strong. Yeah, well, I mean, he's physically fit.
but you couldn't really
He's in decent shape. I wish I was in his shape right now. Let's put it that way.
okay, and then so they he's in the night, and he probably sleeps up in the day. Now the FBI has ultraviolet light tracking. Remember the Boston bomber? How they found the kid in the boat when they went over and the tarp was over him? They've got that.
Forward-looking infrared. Yep.
Infrared, exactly. Yep.
They're using that to cover with drones. I mean, he can't cover with mud. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. He can't cover with anything. He's going to light up. You know, I don't think he went to New York or there's been a couple rumors he might have went to Mexico. I've been to Mexico. So if he's down there wanted, a white boy that doesn't know Spanish, the cartel's going to grab him.
My daughter and I both agree that the dog doesn't play
he's not
nice
down there.
either. No, he doesn't.
No, I don't think. Who knows? I've had to eat my words before. Sounds like when they got into argument, she screamed a lot. Now, if he's out in that tent, your voice will go, what, 2 miles? And she's screaming. What if he put his hand over her mouth to shut her up? And
Yeah, he's speculating now. That's
Yeah, he does. Well, you know, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
or did he do it worse? It all depends. The autopsy report is out, I believe, how she died.
Yes,
okay?
he was,
That's
Mouse
gonna be
Toes.
your murder, death penalty sentence. So
That's right, Doc.
how do you say it could have been an accident? You know, the guy that killed my daughter in a car wreck, right? He passed too, but it was an accident. How do you say that? So, but right now we got a hunting as a wanted.
Yeah,
use.
see, his daughter was in a car
So the
accident.
reason I went to
That's how she died.
is because I carry a reputation with me. See me every night on Pluto TV. The reputation is he gives you a second chance. He don't get you, but he gives you. a
Now,
second chance.
okay, so when he went and knocked at this door, he was very polite about it. Very polite about it.
So.
And
I
you can
thought,
see.
Dad's gonna.
Yeah, I was watching the news feed when that happened, when it was going down. And before he goes and knocks on that door, he's walking around, he's talking to the neighbor.
Right.
He was looking in their garbage can over there on the other side of the garage.
And not
Like he was sniffing around before he ever knocked on the door.
Right. Right.
nasty and put a copy of the warrant on their front door. None of that. I was very respectful, and the dad can still reach out to me through social media. Let's get the
Now it's been said, I don't have confirmation on this, but that Mrs. Laundrie did call the police on the dog.
kid captured alive.
Yeah, they released the Mustang the other day. They gave it back to the parents.
Yes.
Alive. So the next step that I have is to now we work off leads. Okay, we don't have a crystal ball. We say, oh, there's where he's at. Now we work off leads. Somebody knows something. Somebody else knows where he's at, where they dropped him off at, or did they drop him off? That person is going to call us. Because again, we're not the police. This is anonymous. We don't have to tell. We are willing to go to extreme measures to find.
Oh, no kidding, Liz. I'll have to find that.
Or anywhere. I think again that he's young enough, not an experienced criminal, but what is his greatest
Hey, Rabbit.
experience? Okay, outdoorsman. That's what he does the best.
Now, see, I don't think that he does it the best. I think that information came from Gabby's best friend, and that's what Brian had told them. And I just don't. I don't know. It's one of those things when guys tell stories to girls, they will embellish. They will make themselves sound a lot better than what they actually are. You know what I'm saying?
What if I was to tell you Gabby went with him on that walk, on that trail?
That could be.
Then what would you say about the story?
I'd say he had help then, didn't he?
You're so. Oh God, here we go.
It's a lot easier to maneuver through the woods and stuff if you have a partner there to help. I'm just saying.
Carry him. What do you think she did? Carried him through there? Rub his little knees together for friction for fire?
She could have been cooking for him. She could have been cooking the meals. She could have been going for water. It's a lot easier to work together as a team than it is to do it by yourself.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, here we go.
To live in the city and be on the run and, sleep at cheap hotels. I think that he is what's in his blood. He's in them hills. On a 1 to 10, he's probably a 6 compared to the outdoors men and some of the guys that I've captured. Okay, those 2 New York guys, the one that killed the other guy he's 10 minutes behind him. That's good stuff. So this guy's not experienced like that. We get a scent of a trail. We get a scent he's done. He's not going to hide in the trees and dig a cave and all that. He's got a small tent, maybe a knife, because he's got to stay out in the open. Both parents didn't give him anything else to protect himself. How's he eating? Got to kill the game. So, just don't walk up on him and say, hey, you're wanted, freeze.
Okay, so we got that. So I need to look at the Colette said it was a 911. It was just published. So I need to look for that 911 call. Okay, and here's this too. Okay, let's watch this being as how we're on it. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Whoops. Wow. I tell you what, these reporters are pretty brazen. I know, right, Doc? I'm a member of the family who's a cop. I don't know, cat lady, to be honest with you. I don't know for sure. Oh, I would shit if dog showed up at my house. My
I would
God.
answer the door. I'd be like, come on in. Sit
Dog
down
has
and
their
stuff.
back. How can they? I just don't understand. There's got to be a reason going on here.
Neighbor's like, look, that's
What
dog.
the fuck? There's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I'm going back inside here before you
Yeah.
arrest me.
Jenna, I don't know. There's a time I would have let Dog cuff me. Jenna. Yeah, I don't know. What'd you say, Ghost?
Should I grab the mic, please? Sure.
Oh, your daughter heard that? Yeah, he did, Mouse Toes. He's trying to get an interview. Was a body found in the area. They were looking for Brian. Really, Bran? Wow. See, I haven't heard anything. I wish I could spread myself in about 5 different directions, you know?
I haven't heard anything about a body being found down there in the reserve yet either.
I know they're
would think
looking.
That would have been news.
Yeah, the poor neighbors, right? There's his new wife right here in the, right there in the.
You know, okay? Aloha, guys. Thank you.
Do you have any tips?
I'm trying to get some. 833 Tell Dog. We're getting tips every 10 minutes.
Are you going to be staying in the report?
833 Tell Dog. If you have a tip.
I'm sure.
You're not here for publicity, though, are you?
I'm not on every night across the country.
I'm on every night across the country, he says. Guy asked him, he said, are you here for publicity? He says, I'm on every night across the country.
Right? Okay, so let me try to find the 911 call. I got to find that. I got to find it. I got so many doggone things here. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I am not finding anything as of yet. Nope. Calls 911.
Yes, the 911 call where they called the police when he was knocking on the door.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I know
That's
what
what
I
he's
know.
saying. He's saying they won't talk to the police, but the call for help because dog at their door, pussies like they're
What? Huh? I'm confused now.
I
What
was
now?
reading Mouse Toe's comment. They won't talk to the police,
But
but
call. Oh
they call
yeah,
for help because dog's at their door.
yeah. Exactly right. I'm not finding anything on that, so
The news probably
it's
didn't
something.
deem that.
It's something that we'll have to look for. Now let me see. Let me see if there's any new news up here. There was something else too. I was gonna look. Um, hey Tracy, Doc didn't even know about this story until his daughter Lisa tweeted to him, "Let's get him, Daddy." Last week. Really? Hey Random, how are you? Thank you for coming, Tracy. So good to see you, honey. So good to see you, babe. They went to Brian's house today to ask the family for toothbrush, etc. Yes. And we did report on that. Yes.
Now, one thing we haven't talked about is the new indictment. There's actually 2 indictments out for Brian now.
Hang on just a minute. Hang on.
The hell?
Hang on. I don't know what that is, so hang on. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, there's actually
Okay.
2 indictments out now for Brian. We didn't talk about the second one yet.
No, we haven't. Go ahead if you want to start on that.
Well, the second indictment is just basically a felony fleeing indictment for the first indictment. So he hasn't turned himself in for the first indictment for the use of those cards, whoever they belong to, because they're not saying whose cards he was using. We pretty much know whose cards they were, but they're not actually saying that they were Gabby's, debit cards.
Well, like we were talking earlier, Ghost, the FBI are holding a lot of their cards close to them.
Oh, of course.
They have to be real careful how they play this out in this investigation. Because when they catch him, and they will, if he's still alive, they need to make sure, and if they get him for murder, they need to make sure they have their ducks in a row. They only get one shot at this.
Well, the indictment for the felony fleeing, it actually helps out. This is, I don't want to call it a ploy, but it's a maneuver that they can use to help aid in the capture of him. Let's say that he's outside of the state of Florida or traveling through the United States somewhere. They can actually use that felony fleeing warrant to be able to extradite from state to state if they catch him in another state. That will help bring him in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
the felony fleeing was I had a feeling that was going to be coming at some point, and it did come out the other day. So that's the second indictment, is felony fleeing for his arrest for fleeing
Hey, Karen.
because of the first indictment.
Right. So let's play this, and we'll just go down through the indictments and the paperwork, and this will kind of help explain what Ghost is talking about. Here we go.
First up here at 10 o'clock, we have some new developments for you. Brian Laundrie has been indicted, not in connection with Gabby's homicide, but on a fraud charge, and it's a federal fraud charge at that. He's the fiance, of course, of Gabby Petito, and the only person of interest in the case.
Wait, let's stop this for just a second.
To a grand jury,
somebody said earlier
between August 30th.
Okay, so somebody said earlier, I wish that they would quit referring to him as her fiance. Gabby and Brian had cut off their engagement a while ago. And, I think that is, I don't know why they keep saying that he is her fiance. Even her mother said, no, he is not her fiance. I don't know why the media keeps saying that, other than to make it sound like it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? More interesting to talk about,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We know that they were a couple. We know that they were boyfriend and girlfriend at least.
Yes.
And that, is it any worse that if they were engaged or just boyfriend and girlfriend. Because, if they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, it doesn't justify what happened to her.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean? Either way, it's the same outcome either way. So I
think
mean,
it's out of respect for Gabby.
yeah.
And so Random Life wants to know if he was indicted for her murder. No. What he was indicted for, and we're going to play this, he was indicted for using credit cards, 2 of them, which they have not said at this time and point whether or not they're Gabby's. But like Ghost said, yeah, we pretty much know. But what he did was charge up over $1,000 on 2 different cards. And here's the reason why they did this. Right now, he's just a person of interest. So if they catch him out there at the Carlton Reserve, and he said, and they catch him, they wouldn't have been able to arrest him because he's only a person of interest. So he could have walked up to him and said, you know what, guys, I'm wanting to go home. They would have to load him up and take him home. Now, with this indictment of these charges, fraud charges, if they do find him, they can arrest him on these charges, which are felony charges. And then the rest of everything else will follow in. So let's finish playing this.
And September 1st, they believe Laundrie used a debit card belonging to someone else, spending at least $1,000 or more. This comes as law enforcement spent the 5th day searching thousands of acres of swampland for any sign of him. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live again at the Laundrie home in Northport, where there was a little bit of movement today. Evan.
Well, the indictment only reveals a sliver of information in a case with loads of questions. His family met with an attorney today, and we know that when Brian Laundrie is captured, he'll have to meet a judge.
The indictment against Brian Laundrie is a single count and says he committed fraud by using a debit card to take out over $1,000.
Putting the PIN number in, he had no permission to do it. He used her credit card without her consent.
The indictment does not specify it was Gabby's, but legal analyst Anthony Rickman suspects that for it to become a part of an indictment in a case of this magnitude, prosecutors are trying to establish a timeline for both Gabby and Brian. Her phone's last text was sent August 27th. We know he returned home sometime September 1st. This says the card was used on the 30th.
You use a card, use an ATM, there's a camera associated with it. So we're going to see most likely his image while he's using that card. That's going to help law enforcement.
But where is he? 75 personnel from 16 agencies have now spent 5 days combing 25,000 acres of the Carlton Reserve in eastern Sarasota County. So far, they've had little luck.
It's a tremendous, massive land. The more people, the more effective we are.
Laundrie's Mustang had been there before his parents said he'd gone hiking.
When you look at how much manpower, how much time, how much effort law enforcement
this is crazy
to one single area.
Crazy.
It tells me that they have good reason to believe he is still there.
No matter where he is found, the key to the indictment may be what's on page 2. It's an arrest warrant. It says he has to go before a U.S. magistrate without unnecessary delay. While it's still unclear as to whether anyone will be charged in the death of Gabby Petito, which has been ruled a homicide, there is now a charge that he has to answer for.
And that means that when they get him, he goes right to a judge.
Right to a judge, right into custody. No ifs, ands, or buts.
His family left their home today for several hours, which we understand from the attorney was to meet with him. He reiterated, the attorney did, that the charge he faces is for things that occurred after Gabby's death. He says that once Brian is taken into custody, those charges will be dealt with. We are still, of course, waiting for the full results of the autopsy of Gabby Petito. Mark.
Yeah, we are all anxious for that.
So that's what Random Life, that's what they're waiting for, is they're waiting for the results to come back of the autopsy.
Yeah, and that one was a few days ago. As of yesterday,
Yes.
I think it was, they actually have a second warrant for a felony fleeing.
Right.
Where they can put out bolos and then, all that stuff for him being on the run.
So this search may be for evidence in Brian Laundrie disappearance. Here we go.
The hunt for Brian Laundrie goes on. At least in the public eye, investigators are still focused on this 25,000-acre nature preserve. They've been looking for Gabby Petito's fiance for days, hoping something, any kind of clue, will turn up.
Okay, so Blondie wants to know, how does the attorney know when Gabby died? So, okay, so let's look at it this way. There's probably a couple days. They'll get this narrowed down, I'm sure, with the autopsy. But you got to remember, on the 27th of August, she was, her and Brian were at a restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and he got into an altercation with one of the servers there about their bill. Gabby was out in the streets crying. They left. Then a YouTuber drove by on the 27th.
4 hours after the restaurant incident.
Right, 4 hours afterwards. And you can see where the door was closing on the back of the camper, or back of their van.
And you can there was see also what appears that it looks like his sandals out back of the thing.
Well, that's kind of
a pair of sandals outside the door.
A pair of sandals, yeah. And then you can see where the door is closing as this YouTuber is driving by, catching everything on their camera, dash cam. So that was on the 27th. Now on the when was it? She got the on the 27th. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got the 28th, the 29th, 30th, 31st, and the 1st. Okay. Now we've got 2 days there. The 28th, she received, Gabby's mother received the message on the text on her phone about Stan, her grandfather. So that's in question.
Well, I think the most damning piece of evidence as to when she passed or whatnot is the fact that the place that the van was in that YouTube video on the 27th and the place where Gabby's body was found is only a couple hundred yards apart.
Right.
From where that van was sitting at that moment that YouTuber captured the van in the
On the 28th, he was picked up he was hitchhiking. I believe it was the 28th. He was hitchhiking. Is that correct on the 28th, Ghost?
He
was picked up by a couple hitchhikers, and he was not, right in the mind.
Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what the date was. Let me scroll back to
murder.
No, I have it. Here we go.
And the police declared that this is the murderer.
August 29th.
August 29th, right. He was picked up. Okay, picked up by thank you, Ghost. He was picked up.
My name is Miranda Baker, and on August 29th, my boyfriend and I picked up Brian at Grand Teton National Park at 5:30 at night.
Right. Yep, thank you. Yes. Have the police declared that he is the murderer? They're waiting on the autopsy report. That's why he's only a person of interest now. See, but they wanted to be able to arrest him and hold him. Therefore, that's why they got him on using credit cards, unlawful use of a credit card, unauthorized use of a credit card.
And now for felony fleeing for that same.
For that credit card. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so you got the 29th. He was seen by people, and he was hitchhiking there near Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Okay, now it is 1,800 miles from Wyoming to his home in Fort Lauderdale, in Florida. 1,800 miles, which is a 30-hour trip. So he was seen last on the 29th. Okay. So then on the 30th, he is seen at a gas station using her credit cards. The 31st, he's traveling, and on the 1st, he was seen by a DOT cam pulling into Florida. So there's your timeline. Yes, Blondie. Yes.
And from that point, the timeline gets all over the place. We know that after the first, I believe it's either the second or third, him and his parents go on a camping trip for 3 days.
3-day camping trip. Yep.
We know that on the 17th, he was reported missing by his parents.
Yeah,
that was the same day they picked up the Mustang from the reserve. So I mean, now it's down to we're building a timeline for Brian after he got back to Florida, from September 1st to current. That's the timeline we're kind of working on now and piecing together. And I think that's what the FBI is trying to do right now too, is get a working timeline for Brian so they can track his movements from the 1st to the 17th and get some idea of, you know, where he's going, where he's heading, what he's doing, what he's been doing. And, you know, that's kind of where this case is right now, is building that after the fact timeline.
My fear was he hauled her body back in the van before she was found. Could very well be, Mouse Toes. Now, in this indictment, it says, while this warrant allows law enforcement to arrest Mr. Laundrie, the FBI and our partners across the country continue to investigate the facts and circumstances of Miss Petito's homicide, said FBI Denver Special Agent. We urge individuals with knowledge of Mr. Laundrie's role in this matter or his current whereabouts to contact the FBI. No piece of information is too small or inconsequential to support our efforts in this investigation. Okay? So then here is the arrest warrant. He was arrested on unauthorized access devices. Fast track the autopsy. Well, here it takes. They did the preliminary autopsy did confirm that it was her. Now the rest of the autopsy they said could take 2 to 3 weeks. And
that's if the FBI decides to release it to the public.
Yeah. So
because of the investigation. So
right. Okay, and here is count 1. And this goes knowingly and with intent to defraud used one or more unauthorized access devices. This right there, them charging him with this, it was a chess play to get him arrested, to hold him long enough to they get their nuts in a row to file murder charges on this dude. That's what I believe.
And think about this, Uber. Let's say he does get caught, and now he's facing not one but 2 charges. One for this and one for felony fleeing. Now they have him in custody. They have him on 2 charges, and he's looking at, you know, years in jail just on these 2 charges. Now that could be a big bargaining chip for him to loosen his lips as to what happened with Gabby.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be like, okay, well, you tell us exactly what happened that night, and we'll drop these 2 charges and just hit you with the manslaughter. So you're not doing 120 years in prison. You're just doing life,
Right, exactly.
Or we'll drop the death penalty in this case, and you'll just do life. And because Wyoming has the death penalty, he could be looking at the death penalty in Wyoming.
Okay, so let's check it out. People want to know why the Laundries can't be held in contempt. Okay, so we're gonna go into this a little bit. Here we go.
The eyes of the world are on the search for Brian Laundrie.
His home was searched by the FBI on Monday, aiming some of the focus on his parents. We wanted to know how the law can impact parents when their children are implicated in a case like this. 8 News investigator Walt Petito joining us now with some insight from local defense attorneys.
And this continues to be a homicide investigation without a charge or without a suspect. And we found out law protects parents in some cases unless they cross a legal line.
That's right, Karen.
Christopher and Roberta were seen leaving their home this morning, followed by police officers. It's now been 10 days since they last saw their son, according to police, who have been searching Carlton Reserve for 5
This is so crazy.
days. Tampa attorney Corey Baird tells me the law did not forbid police from watching Laundrie before his parents say he went to this 25,000 acre preserve.
Okay, I got to stop this for just a minute. Do you remember that guy, the cop, the reporter, the liaison for the police, stating that they had their eyes on Brian? Hi, Mike.
Yeah, that's what they said, but it
That's
seems
what they
like
said.
that,
And what happened?
and evidently, you know,
What happened? I mean, if they had their eyes on him, how did they let him go?
I can't tell you what happened because I don't know. You know, it could be a case of defund the police department. We didn't have enough manpower, or you know, it could have been anything in that instance. You know, just not enough manpower to do it.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's what I'm guessing. It's probably just not enough manpower to do it.
Okay, here we go.
They could have put a car out in front of his house. They could have followed him if he left the house. They didn't need to have a warrant to do that. That's just part of a criminal investigation.
Well, the
Yes, Ghost Rider.
Police surveillance of the 23-year-old. The Laundries are also not legally required to tell police what they know about their son's location, according to attorney Bryant Camarena.
There is no obligation for anyone, a family member, a civilian, to say, oh, I know where he's at, or hey, by the way, so-and-so is taking the first flight out to Mexico. There's nothing that says that they're obligated to do so.
Speaking hypothetically, Baird tells me Florida law does not allow parents to be charged as accessories after the fact in alleged crimes involving their children.
Just a sub, yeah, that's true.
Can lead to charges.
But they said they were still watching them.
Statements or lied to law enforcement officers. Obviously, that's a crime in Florida, and they are not protected from that.
Also, hypothetically, Camarena says there's a federal statute that does not consider a parental relationship if someone helps conceal a crime.
That's
Where
bullshit.
If you're aware of a felony crime and you do your best to cover it up or don't report it, then that could be a federal crime in and of itself.
Another reminder that
Exactly, Blondie.
The homicide case, and Laundrie remains a person of interest, not a suspect.
Yeah, but this idea of accessories after the fact and the federal law.
Yep, Davros.
Can and can't kind of get away with because you're a parent, you want to protect your child.
Absolutely.
But I mean, there is a line.
There is a line, and the federal law does not have the exemption for parents. But then the question is, especially in this case, with so many areas, is the jurisdiction
Crazy.
federal crime? Where would the parents have allegedly broken that accessory law in this particular case?
The timeline will become very.
I mean,
it's filling in.
You know, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence out there, and a lot of it's pointing to the parents helping him out, helping him to hide him, you know, helping to keep him hidden away right now.
Investigate, caller 8 on your side helpline.
Right. Yep. I agree. So that kind of, puts the, makes a little bit more, I don't know.
And if the FBI can prove that, then yes, the parents can be charged with accessories after the fact.
So Blondie says they're camping from September 11th to 14th. They could have driven 48 hours somewhere. But in my opinion, he's on a yacht on the way to Mexico, Belize. Parents have the funds, and Belize is a topographical playground, perfect life for him. I hope not. Mike says, I hope they catch him and throw the book at the parents, too. That is the census of a lot of people, Mike. Just a sub says, I have faith that the FBI isn't blindly searching that reserve. They must have reason to believe he or evidence is in there. That is what they're saying, that there is some evidence in there that they're looking for, that it's just not a poke and hope. For some reason, they're in there looking at these certain areas.
Well, yeah, and I kind of thought that too the other day when they stopped the search. You got to remember, this reserve is 25,000 acres. We're talking over 10 miles in almost every direction in this park. And they literally moved their search from the one spot where they were searching in this park to the back east corner, to the corner closest to the Laundrie property, to his home.
Right.
And at that back side where they're looking now, it's literally only like 2 miles from his parents' house. Mm-hmm. So how hard would it be for him to make his way out the back side of this cut across country and walk right in through his backyard, back to the house. You know what I mean?
You got it.
That could easily be done on foot in about, an hour. I mean, you don't have to walk very fast to be walking 2 miles an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Even in heavy terrain, it probably wouldn't take him more than an hour to get from, the backside of that reserve to his home, cross country.
What a crying shame, Yeah, yeah. I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to quit for today. I've been on this computer in this office since early this morning. And I've got some things I need to go get done. I've got a document I need to go get notarized and get put in the mail.
Well, one more thing I wanted to add, too, is that new indictment for the felony fleeing. What that will do is if he is captured, that also makes they know that he's fleeing now. They're saying he's fleeing. So when he is incarcerated for the first indictment and the second indictment, he goes before the judge, because of the felony fleeing, he won't be eligible for a bond. Oh. So that means he will be being held without bond. His parents can't just bail him out of jail on that first charge.
Really?
Because of the felony fleeing and him being such a flight risk.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
that's another strategic, chess piece in this game. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's more than likely why they went with the felony fleeing, because when they do catch him and incarcerate him, they don't want his parents to be able to bail him out and then him to take off again.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. So, hey, Jennifer, does anybody know if Gabby's body was found near where her van was parked? Yes. And we have a map of that somewhere, and I'll have to pull it up.
I don't remember where I put it.
I've got so many. I don't. Let me see if I can find that real quick too.
I think I posted it on my Facebook. Let me check.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Let me check there real quick.
Let me look and see if I can pull it up.
Maybe I sent it to you in Facebook. I don't remember.
Okay, let me see.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, good.
Got it. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where the van was seen in the video, and this is where the body was found.
Okay, there it is. Yes. And do we know how far apart that was, honey?
I think it was like between 300 and 500 yards, something like that.
Okay. There you go, guys. Can you click on that and kind of zoom in or not, babe?
There you go. That's a little bit better.
Okay. There you go, guys.
And my theory is, let's say they got into an argument at the van. They got into a fight. Let's say she broke away from him. That could be where she ran to, and that could be where he caught up to her.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't foresee him like carrying her body across that. I think he would have just went someplace a little bit closer and dug a hole or something. But I think she broke away, ran from him. And I think that where her body was found is where he caught up to her. That's my theory on it anyway.
Wow. Such a shame, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, we are going to call it a day. And I want to thank everybody for coming in today. It has been a good show, and it's a sad, sad situation. Yeah, he must have, Davros. Yep.
I see. I don't think he carried her that far. I think she ran. I think she ran on her own that far, and that's where he caught up to her.
Right. Yeah, the kids. I love you too, Jenna, and I will get together with you. I need a new banner, Jenna, and then I need another few things. Okay, thank you, babe. You guys need to go outside, Harley. You and Bentley both. No brown nosing, Bentley. No brown nosing. Get your nose out of there. Stop it. Oh, he's not brown nosing, I guess. Thank you, Just a Girl. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks so much, Ghost. Thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody for coming in. Much love to everybody. And I guess so, brown nosing. Oh, hey, Chief. Good to see you in here, babe.
Hey, Chief.
So glad you're back, Chief. We missed you. So, on that note, I'm going to ask you to say goodbye, Ghost.
Bye, Ghost.
Thanks, everybody, and we will be back tomorrow at noon, Pacific Standard Time.